Welcome to Humans of Goa presents One Goa, One Voice. And today's topic is defection with politics, in politics, and politics. So today we have with us Trajano Damelo from the Congress, Cecil Rodriguez from AAP will be joining in shortly with the representation from the BJP and our advocate Palkar, who will be joining in due to some technical issue. We were disconnected, but we'll try and get you all the participants within this video and within this session. Thanks again for you both joining in today, and welcome to the show.
Thank you.
All right. To start with, for our viewers, what is defection? And ideally, there is a law that is called anti-defection. That is to safeguard the parties, or what should we say, the interest of the party and the interest of the government in the parliament or in the assembly. So the defection is when a sitting MLA or when a elected member of the assembly. We have one joining in. Suresh Parkar joining in. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Great. Welcome, Mr. Parkar. Thanks for joining in again. All right. If I can request you both, you guys, if you can move your camera in a portrait position, maybe we'll be able to fit everybody in the screen. If that's not a problem. So move your camera in portrait position. Is it possible?
I don't know. Will it change? I'll have to try that.
All right. Okay, that's good. That's good.
Okay, well, I'll try to make this.
Will you?
It's a laptop.
Okay. Oh, that's all right then. Thanks for joining in again, Mr. Suresh Parkar. Mr. Parkar again is not just an advocate, but he is social activist as well. He's been fighting for a lot of causes for the people, for his area, and also for the people who are downtrodden. Thank you so much for joining in again. So what we are talking, Mr. Parkar, is about defection, about people leaving in. I mean, you would be the best person if you could explain to us what does the law say, what is defection, and what does the law say?
See, this anti-defection law, which came in the year 1985. The main object of this law, we all know why this law was brought. These laws were brought mainly to address some several times that instance that it has to happen because of the jumping from one party to another party by the members. That is the reason this law was anti-defection law, which we call it, is enacted. Now, in 2003, in fact, there is one provision called where you can be defected. That means you can be disqualified. But in this law, there are two paragraphs which are exemptions to the disqualifications. So therefore, this law is what I find it from my readings and my reading of the judgments also of the court. It's a little bit, what I can say is, there is ambiguity in this law, because this law gives sometimes the protections to the to these types of members of the house.
So Mr. Parkar, if we just have to ask you, the law says that you have to make sure that you do not move from one party to another. So, on what are the things that they do that their anti-defection law can be put on them? So, what are the things exactly?
So, this law says, the one paragraph of this law says, you are the member of the house is disqualified if he is elected on one political party and he switched off to another political party.
Okay. If he joins another party, that is the reason. Okay.
That's the reason by this thing. Secondly, this law says the second disqualification is that if he votes against the decision of the party or he abstains from voting the directions given by the political, that is what we call is a whip.
So he goes against the party lines. He votes for other side. Okay.
this law also covers when an independent, when any person, a candidature has not contested on any political party, and he is elected as a member, then he cannot switch over to the any political party and become a minister. So these are the restrictions. These are the three main disqualification for the member
Okay.
of the House.
All right.
Now,
So what is this whip? What is this whip that we hear about at the assembly? The whip.
no, it is just either see you vote or you vote against the decision of the party.
Okay.
So, but this is also there is a pardonable. There is a speaker has powers to condone that. So there are I think 15 days powers days are given to condone that whether that person can be means member can be called and ask the explanation and if the speaker is satisfied then he can condone that. That is
Okay.
that is
All right.
that is not.
Okay, but the exception also, if I'm not mistaken, is if there is 2/3 of the members of the political party move to the other side, then the anti-defection law, this law does not apply, isn't it?
No, it is not. See, I'll tell you in a strict sense, we call it a minimum of 2/3, but in fact the language therein in the law is totally different.
Okay.
See,
all right.
that is what we call as when you disqualified on the ground of defections, which is not applicable in case of a merger of the party.
Right.
Merger of the
So
party.
we can safely say that the law is completely not developed, and many experts are saying that this law still needs to be strengthened because there is a different court here rulings also for this, and seems to be this law needs to be strengthened a little bit more, not little bit but much more to even to protect the interest of the people.
There are lots things has to be done as far as this law is concerned. There was similar provision was there. The two provisions were there. The exceptions that one is a split, what we used to call that has been now omitted by way of the I think in 2003 onwards. And now what is remaining only is the merger. Now the first thing is that under this under the merger itself is not defined anywhere in the Constitution, nor included in this provision. When this law was enacted, the law was brought in first, there should have been definition of merger. And that is the reason one main thing, I think, according to this is one of the main reason that merger itself, since the merger itself is not defined anywhere.
Yeah.
So this is
but there's something interesting on this. I want to tell the viewers also. When I was when I was researching on this topic, this entire defection started at the point where in 1965, this called Ayaram, who was or Ayalal, who in a single day he moved 3 parties.
Correct.
In a single day he moved to 3 parties, and that's the reason he started from Congress and went to Samajwadi and then to Congress and to all sorts. But 3 parties he changed in a single day, and that's why this phrase, if you must have heard, Ayaram Gayaram, it started from there. And it is quite interesting to hear these stories. But eventually, because Congress did not have the complete majority, they were not able to enact this law. And until 1985, if I'm not mistaken, Rajiv Gandhi government finally was able to, get this law enacted. But it is still not. It's still in the very infant stage because it's still not developed, and still there are people taking advantage of this. So to take this further, really, let's come to Goa and understand Goa politics, and I'll come to Mr. Trojano about this. Now, having leaderless party is a problem, isn't it? But having party full of leaders is also a problem, and that's what we had seen in times of in terms of Congress government when we got complete majority in the House for Congress winning 17 seats in 2017 election, and the verdict was 17 seats, which is highest, and second was BJP with 13, and MGP and Goa Forward with 3, and others 4. But still, somehow, because having so many leaders, do you think the Congress didn't form the government because of this reason, because they had too many leaders?
No, no. I think that is a topic. Hello, you can hear me?
Yes, yes, we can hear you.
Okay. See, this is one thing. Let us first stick to defection.
Yeah,
Forming a government had no part of defection at that point of time. I hope I'm clear on this.
yeah.
Now, the question is, when you have more leaders, it only shows the democratic vibrancy in the party. There is no sort of one-manship. Let me make this very clear.
Yes.
Like, there are parties where we saw most of the regional parties are controlled by one person.
Yeah.
But that is dangerous for democracy.
Yeah.
And there cannot be a democracy in that situation.
Yeah.
But coming back to the main topic of defection,
Yeah.
you are discussing the law. There can be no law that is 100% proof that can stop any illegality.
Correct.
Okay. Now, in such a scenario, by saying, and there cannot be, and every law cannot be a law complete if there is no exception.
Yeah.
And the exception becomes the loophole.
Yeah.
So, the question of this defection situation, this is one illegality, or one of the major illegalities of the illegality of, because we are discussing the legality of the defection, whether it is legally right or it is illegal.
Of course.
It is this illegality where the people of the state or of the country has an opportunity to teach those who you believe have ditched the people. There is no other place where the people come into play.
Yeah.
But here the people come into play. And therefore, bringing any law is not going to put an end to this. I'm very clear on this. Because the moment you have an exception, as Justice Palkar has said, that if you defy the whip, there is a provision that the speaker can condone it. So matter gets closed there. Once I have a power to condone, whether I am rightly condoning or not, I am the judge of my situation.
So that is also questionable, the giving the entire power to the speaker.
No, therefore I tell you, therefore I am of the very firm opinion that whatever law you make, whether you give the power to the speaker or you give the power to the Supreme Court, we have seen judgments coming from top courts, how they sound biased many a times.
Yeah.
And are shocked. So therefore, here is one situation where we can go to the people again, and the people get a right to decide whether that person acted malafidely, illegally, or he acted against democracy. This is one place where we are. You see, where no other place the people get a role to play. If an illegality is proved, it is proved, you are out. Here is a situation, even if you are proved right, the people can prove you wrong.
All right. So taking further, asking on this only to Cecil. Cecil, we have seen Congress getting divided. I mean, we have seen the Bharatiya Janata Party from 13 seats, they moved to now 27 seats in 3 years. I mean, there's a term for getting sitting MLAs to their side. It's called horse trading, and it's quite a disturbing thing that is happening in a small state of Goa. Goa have seen such a big political revolutions. Like why I say revolution, because we have seen all sides of coin in election that can happen. Okay, we have seen people waiting till the deathbed to resign. I mean, not resign also, but they die with that same portfolio before resigning also. We have seen people taking stake of their fathers and claim for their father's seat. We have seen a family raj all across. We have seen the entire family being brought together. We have seen family divided, one in Congress, one in BJP. So, with all these things, do you think the Bharatiya Janata Party or the current government, do you really care for the verdict of the people? Do you think there is any kind of say for people? Do they care for the people? Do you think this is what the current government has done?
I think so. Seeing the present scenario in this last 4 years has been really shocking because the people's mandate, like, the people vote for a change. And to see the disturbing act at present right now where, so like, 13 MLAs have jumped into the BJP party, like for power. That was their reason for development. And ever since they have taken the step into the development, it has been only destruction that has been happening in Goa. That's why we as social workers, activists have been coming down on ground level so much in voicing up because we care for our future generations down the line. Because I mean, I remember telling my dad, like, I said, Papa, when you were growing up and to see the present scenario before my dad passed away, I said, has it changed drastically for you? He's like, my God, he's like, I don't know what my grandson will see. That's what my father said, that I don't know what my grandson will see because the destruction level is so high. And looks like everyone is here just to fill their pockets. Because when you buy MLAs, when you come to power, it is not to see that the community grows, but to see how your family grows, how your pockets grow, how your family Raj grows. Because here, there is no criteria as such, especially when you're an elected MLA. There's no criteria to be an MLA. There is no criteria of how many years you can run as an MLA. There's no criteria as to what age you can be an MLA. Some MLAs can't walk also, and they're still there as MLAs. As you said, as the dying deathbed also. I mean, we respect for their term that they have done, but give chance for someone new, young, because things are changing as per time. Tell me one thing, Mr. Rane's, the senior Rane's phone, has it remained the same as it is, or he's upgraded it? I'm sure he's upgraded his phone, right? Because as per the generation, the technology, everything changes. So give youngsters a chance. But it's sad to see that, it's, I don't know what to say. Like, we as parents put our children into school for education so that, there's criteria for retirement. But when you're running a governance, there is no retirement.
So this defection, what is happening, it is actually sacrificing the political ideology, if I'm not mistaken, because Congress has certain ideology, the Bharatiya Janata Party has certain ideology, the other parties, the independents, everybody have a certain ideology, the things that they have too close to the heart that they need to do for the people. But with this trend which is happening, Suresh Babu, do you think the sacrificing this political ideology to move to power, to get power, is a new common thing now?
See, in Goa, to tell you frankly, almost, I have to be frank to you, all the sorts of this disqualification, all the grounds for defections have been available. For example, you say, when Mr. Junior Rane elected as an independent in 2012, in order to avoid this defection, he resigned and contested election in Congress, correct? And he became similar again in 2017. He contested in Congress, correct? And he went, and he wants to become a minister. Therefore, he resigned. So this is where this law cannot protect. Therefore, these things are happening. So therefore, now as far as these 10 defectors also, which we are having talked in Goa. Now these 10 who say that we have jumped from Congress to BJP. See, Mr. Naresh, there is, I think they are only on the shelter of one clause in the provisions that is called that merger things. See, a merger, even a person, even one MLA or the elected representative, if his political party, original political party merges with another, then he can say that I am the member of that another political party, or they can even form a separate group and work separately. There is no problem. But there is, in order to complete the merger, that's what I'm saying, the merger has not been defined properly. Therefore, in order to complete the merger, what is required in under that then schedule is
Hmm.
the merger. See what it says, that merger, if I'm correctly, merger of the original political party of a member of a house, it uses shall have deemed to have complete. Very important wording they have used it, which makes everybody confused here.
Hmm.
That shall be deemed to have taken place means what it says.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
The merger of the original political party shall have deemed to have taken place. See the wording there, shall have deemed to have taken place. If and only if not less than 2/3 of that what is that assembly, what we call that group, or that
Of the political party,
of the
of
not
the
political
alliance.
party, of the assembly. Since, for example, in of that party says that we are agreeing for it, means, for example, that the wing which wants to for the
Hmm. Hmm.
it says that 2/3 they think that they are the supremacy because
Yeah.
their say is required for the merger. Then
Hmm.
only it, then only
So
it
so we
complete.
do get that it is completely right now. It's not in a framed well.
Yes.
Many of the experts are criticizing the way the article is framed, the way the law is been enacted. Also, okay, the way the speakers are treating the laws, how they're interpreting it is also questionable. And many of the courts judges has also moved some rulings also against how this needs to be interpreted. But looking at this, Trajano, if I have to ask you, how are people taking this defection? Do they accept it? Do they accept it's for the development, or is it going to be a complete changer of this elections?
If the people are accepted or rejected, you come to know in the time of election.
Yeah,
Just by having just writing articles, speaking, having press
yeah,
conferences, criticizing, condemning, it could be just a few people. Finally, the
yeah,
general electorate, that's why I said this is one illegality where
yeah.
the people of the
Will
state
decide.
will have a right to decide whether it was done rightly or wrongly. Now, every time if you see these defectors have been winning, so how do you say people vote? That means what is the answer to that? I mean, people are
Yeah, yeah. So
accepting it.
I understand. So you're saying municipality elections, it showed the results towards BJP, towards the same alliances, like in example for a Babush Montserrat.
Or you take
It
Panjim
showed
seat,
towards it. Yeah,
you consider Panjim seat. Every time he jumps, he's winning.
yeah,
You go to Taligaon, he wins. Now, the question what I'm trying to make is
yeah,
that, as you have rightly said, how people take it. Because Trajan Timono comes, Cecil comes, Palkar will come, criticize all this. Are we representing the majority of the people is one part.
yeah.
The best test would be the assembly elections.
Of course.
We have seen,
Very true.
but now the assembly elections are coming very round the corner. I won't be surprised at least 70% who have defected will win.
Okay.
Then what do you say?
So you have met people and you have understood that
I'm being very
it
practical.
seems to be people accepting. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So, but that possibly will not be true. Also, we don't know. We have to wait and watch for that. But this, I'm
No, we
coming
don't
to
know.
this point.
I said, I made it one thing very clear. I won't be surprised, I said, if 70% get elected.
Yeah.
Because I'll
Yeah.
tell you, the recent Jilla elections were spearheaded in those constituencies by the defectors.
Yes, of course.
And they got
Jilla
their people
municipality.
elected.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll come to
Yes.
municipality next, but Jilla is a rural area.
Yeah. Yeah. So, considering that.
Now you take Panjim municipality, Cecil was working hard there. What happened? All defectors come together, the people are with them. So the question, my answer to your question is, well, how will people accept it? Yes, they are reacting very clearly, and we are becoming fools.
So, Cecil, what do you have to say about this? I mean, Trajana is saying out of his experience, because he's seen the results post this defection. They have seen already the same people winning all the seats, and the people, they forget, or what is the thing right now? I mean, is it okay to defect?
I think so. The elections, where the results were out, were before COVID hit Goa very hard. That is in April and May. So
Okay.
seeing the present scenario of how our elected representatives handle the situation and who reached out for the people when the people needed help the most during this COVID time. I think so. Elections are always bought. You might have lots of money to buy people, but we've realized one thing, that money can't save life, even if you have it. And we have seen the terrible, leadership that was taken place by our BJP panel. The borders were left open, parties were happening. When people in our bordering states were dying, we were partying here in Goa. We
Yeah.
had 10,000 crowd here for New Year party. So
Yeah.
we've invited, because a lot of our MLAs, our ministers have hotels. They have restaurants. They have their business to run. They don't care for lives of the people because they know they are safe. They are inside the house. But it is the people who have got affected, because common man, and trust me, what we've seen, Naresh, we've been there on that ground level. We've seen how people suffered. So my thing is, will people remember this,
Yeah.
or will people forget this? It's
So
a
this-
reminder that we have to constantly put it into their head. And this will be a test.
Yeah,
Either
so
you
Aam
have,
Aadmi Party. So Aam Aadmi Party is trying their best, no doubt. We have seen the kind of your campaign against these defectors. But the crucial question comes: is, are people, when you speak to people, when you meet people, how are they really taking the defection? Because it doesn't look like it's going to be, a result is going to, as Trajano said, the result doesn't look like it's going to change.
we have to just have faith. If I didn't have faith, I would have given up long time back, and I would have packed my bags and moved abroad.
Correct.
But I have
Absolutely.
faith. I have
Yeah.
faith that I, as a citizen, want a change. And that's why I'm there on ground level, leaving my family aside. I didn't even get to mourn much for my father. And I'm still there on ground level, battling it every day, hoping that, and praying that there is a change. And that's why we, as AAP, are working down on ground level, because we need ground leaders. In the end, in terms of circumstances of COVID, we've realized that only ground people are there to reach out. Because I know how much our MLA has reached out to us. And when we go down giving ration, they said, Deo bore kuru tumi, you at least thought of us. We didn't even call you, but you came. Either it was oximeter, it was food ration, it was oxygen, it was anything outside the hospital that AAP has reached out, and some other political party. I mean, these are the people who have really come down on ground level. But where was my MLA? Around 40 people died in Taligaon. We didn't even have a COVID center. Everyone is saying, I didn't know GMC is close by. GMC is close by. GMC was overburdened. My father could have been put at the Taligaon Community Center if there was a center here. Why would my father be with 119 patients in a COVID center?
Yeah.
We had people from all over Goa, poor things, struggling to get a bed over here. When Taligaon, people could have got a nice, comfortable, like how Pancham Gymkhana was done.
Correct.
So, and the audacity of the MLA of not even calling up the family members and giving condolences is another thing. Is that your true MLA? So what if I'm opposition? I asked other family members, did your MLA call you up? Those who voted for the MLA. They said she didn't call.
Yeah.
So are these heartless people, or they are just there for family raj to make their pockets bigger, or they really feel for the people? I mean, today's circumstances is such that we need to reach out to every citizen, because it's taxpayers' money. And how we are treated. I mean, at GMC, I had security guard come and tell me to put off my phone when I'm recording. I said, you all don't have the right to touch my phone because I'm a taxpayer. And if I'm not happy with my hospital, what we are being given, I have the right to speak. You are not giving us hot water. You're not giving us connection. You're treating our family members like dirt inside. So we have to
Cecil,
voice
what you're
out.
trying to say, Cecil, what you're trying to say is that because there is no sensitivity to these
Yes.
leaders, you're saying the result might change. But
Of course, because
but
common man
yeah,
has got affected now during this COVID time, and I hope people
yeah,
keep this in mind.
yeah. But I'm going to sing something now. Okay, it's going to shock you guys, but pardon me for that. It's like ये रे पावसा तुला दिता पैसा पैसा झाला खोटा पाऊस आला मोठा. Just replace this spouse to election now. The elections is going to come, and there's going to be loads of money that is going to be flown. Okay, and I'm sure Aam Aadmi Party, with your ideology, you do not have that kind of funds to throw. But with kind of money that is going to come down, forget about defection, which is going to be post the election. Right now, the results is going to be on the entire. The focus is on Goa. I'm telling you guys because the kind of talks which is going on all over India, Goa is somehow a very prestigious seat to win. So Suresh Bab, with this kind of horse trading which is happening post-election, pre-election, is it a new common now? Is it a new common, this horse trading, this defection, and where is politics has reached now in India?
See, as far as this now and defections are concerned,
Yeah.
it is people have now understood that it taken it also as a common. So, for
Okay.
example, see, otherwise, see, those who have defected the party or gone to the
Yeah.
other party, they would not have elected. Correct?
Yeah.
People don't think that that is very serious unless that the anti-defection law is make very strong. Putting the once you are disqualified, you should be at least 10 years. You should not be allowed to contest the elections. Now, here what has happened? You are only debarred from for that particular period. Again, the elections are declared. You can again contest the election. There is no bar absolutely. Now, as far, for example, you take the case in Goa itself. There is a provision under the appointment of the ministers. Council of Ministers is a prerogative of the chief ministers. And he can appoint any person of his choice as a minister. Even if somebody resigns or who is not even a member of the political party, he can appoint it. And if somebody resigns from the other political party and joins that political party, he can be appointed. And that with that strength of ministry, we have a history in Goa that because of that strength of minister, he becomes elected, and that has happened twice in Walpoi. We know that. So what people want, people means most of the people, mostly in the villages and they want their MLAs to be a minister. So, and when they become the minister, they will do the report. That is the reason they don't see as far as the defection is concerned. That person who is going to contest he has to contest the election within 60 days and become the MLA, then that is expected. So therefore, as far as this defection, because the people are not taking very seriously because of this, because they want their MLAs to be the minister, so that means that the work can be done. That is one of them.
Right. So Trajano, last words from you guys. Defection is right now part and parcel of politics in India. But we have also heard Mr. Suresh Palkar say that it is the law needs to be strengthened. The law needs to be made more foolproof. But until then, these horse tradings will happen. Until then, how are people supposed to treat these defectors? How, in your opinion, change should come in?
See, from the beginning, I've been saying that there is no law that can put this in place.
Yeah.
This is one place where the people have to react. If the people don't react
elections
and start, I will tell you one thing. Now we talk, like, I will sympathize with Cecil when she said she has no time to mourn for her father. But the biggest service she could do to her father is by serving the people. instead of sitting home and crying, which she did not do. My question is, at one stage, please try to understand, corruption was a big issue. Today it is no more an issue. So if corruption is not an issue, corruption nobody bothers. So
I agree
as
with you.
long as, see, if corruption is not an issue, defection cannot be a very big issue according to me. And you will see the results this time. I won't be surprised and shocked. Again, I'm repeating that the so-called defectors, 70% of them at least will get re-elected if they contest. I'm talking 70% of those who contest.
I'm not going to ask you whether they are going to get ticket from Congress, but we're going to assume that at least you guys will keep the verdict of the people. Cecil, last words from you. How do you think people should treat this defection? I know Trajano is very stressful right from the start, saying that election is the only thing, but that comes after 5 years, no doubt. But we are accepting all these.
But I'm very clear: no law on this earth will be able to stop it.
It doesn't. Yeah, of course. Cecil.
But there are so many laws, the crimes don't come to an end. With laws exist.
So can I speak?
Yes.
Well, I can only say is people should use their power of their vote. And
very good.
That is very important, that when we see injustice happening every time, change has to happen and people can bring the change.
Yeah.
I, as an individual, decided that I want to change. I'm ready to sacrifice and be part of that change. Are people wanting that change? Is the question here. Are people unhappy with the governance? That's the question here. Are people unhappy of how the bribe system is happening here? People jumping from one party to another without respecting the vote that they have got from that, like the person's vote was not kept on hold, like there's no respect. I mean, that is very important. And third and fourthly is people who have got criminal cases should not be given a ticket. That should be, I think so there has to be a law that comes, or criteria that comes forward, and I pray, because half of them are goons who are being given the tickets, because that's how it all happens. Gundaraj. That's what's happening here. I'm facing it day in, day out here in my constituency. The people who are around are leaders. So it is a constant battle fighting with the respected people, with the goons. You want good things happening, but at the end result is it's your life at risk also. But I want to change, and I've stepped forward. So requesting people who are watching this, it's in your hands to save Goa.
So Cecil is also clear that the one thing that we have in our hand is the power of vote. And when it comes to that day, it depends on how people realize how important their vote is. And no money should be able to, match that power, no doubt. Last words from you, Suresh Palkar. What you have to say as another voter also? What do you have to say about this?
See, as far as the way Cecilia said, I'm also agreeing to that. See, we should not vote for the corrupt people, corrupt politicians. Though now Tarzan said that corruption is no more issue, the people like me always think that corruption is still an issue there. Defection is also an issue. Defection is also an issue because the people give you mandate because of the party, mostly because of you from particular party.
Yeah.
So for me, that is also an issue. So therefore, people have to also think. See, we see the legislature being only for doing your work.
All right.
Never ever bothered mostly to see that what are their legislations they are being done in the assembly. We have seen how much the good laws they have passed, how much the good laws they have implemented. So this can be seen, this can be looked into and seen only by us. The people that those who are downtrodden people, they will not go into that. Therefore, it is our duty to tell the people or to bring to notice of people that yes, corruption, and then defection, and the performance of your member in the house is how much that is important. So all this has to be taken into consideration. It is not that you are a member of the house or your MLA.
Yeah.
Your MLA has done to you or your family. It is not for your individual work. It has to be
Yeah.
done. It has to be as far as the
No, no.
society is concerned.
Yeah.
There is one point.
Yeah,
One
Gagan.
point.
Yeah. Yes.
One point.
Yes, Mr.
Advocate Palkar said that for me, corruption. I have not said corruption is not corruption. Is not
No, we
an
got that.
election issue.
No, I got it.
It
I
is-
got it.
No, I got it.
Ah.
We got that point. Yes,
Okay.
yes.
I
I know.
understand.
What
What he
Tirano
meant to
did
say
say and
that
what he
people have-
meant, I know. It's
Yes.
not people are doing voting in spite of corruption is what he meant, and
Yeah.
we all understood that.
And not only
But
that,
yeah.
corrupt people are surely getting elected.
All right. So I
Time
think so
for
we'll end
change.
here.
We have seen it.
Yeah,
Because
we'll
corrupt
end
people
here.
are mostly-
But yeah. So I understand the corrupt people are getting elected. It is a bad state of affairs right now.
And one parting say to you, when you said, I know that AAP does not have that flush of money. Today, among all the opposition parties in Goa, AAP is the only one who's spending money.
Yeah, they are spending, no doubt. But I
For the
think so
good
they're
cause,
spending on more
not to bribe
advertisements.
anyone.
Yeah,
I
no.
never said bribe. I never said bribe. I would call it drip irrigation.
I think
It
so.
starts that way.
I think so. I should put water before the fire goes out of control. But thank you
Yeah.
guys so much for joining
Thanks,
in. I
Naresh.
mean, this session was more
Thank
of
you,
for
thank you.
people to understand what their leaders think, what people think as political representatives. You could be a personal voter, but what people think about defection and how we think, how we perceive it. And more of its time during election is what your answer should be, as everybody has agreed that your time of voting is a time that you have to teach a lesson to these defectors or not teach a lesson to defectors and agree by them. But it is on your choice, and you have got power once in 5 years to do that. Hope you do it wisely.
Please do
But
it.
thank you again, everyone, Mr. Trajano, Ms. Cecil, and Advocate Palkar for joining in.
Welcome. Good night.
spending your
Good
time.
night, everybody. Good night.
God bless you, and have a nice day, and
Good
have a
night.
nice evening. Until next time, stay safe.
Yes.
Thank you, Naresh.
Thank you. Thank you very much.